Here's a problem that some people run into, and of course it goes back to experience. I've gathered a lot of my experience by building other parts of the home, doing the plumbing and electrical, and even of course in this situation the insulation. And if you've had to do any insulation, you understand that the insulation comes in a couple of sizes. If your ceiling joist bays or roof rafter bays, even stud bays, are larger than these pieces of insulation, then they aren't going to stay in place. Now, if you have paper backing, great. You can staple the paper to the ceiling joist and keep it up. If you don't, then you're going to have stuff that keeps falling down or create more problems for yourself. You're going to have to do additional work to keep the insulation in place. One of those would be tying wire to the bottom of the ceiling joist. So again, it is critical to make sure that you have all of your ceiling joists, roof rafters, and your stud bays laid out accordingly. So to give you an example, I run into it every once in a while, older homes, and it's when you'll come across a stud bay or a ceiling joist bay where it's 15.5 inches wide, 16 inches, 17 inches wide. I've seen them in all different sizes, and of course even smaller. You'll have one that's 17 inches wide, one that's right next to it that's 13 inches wide, one next to that is 14.5 inches wide, and it just goes on like this forever, creating problems for the insulation installer. So keep this in mind when you're laying out anything. In other words, if you don't want to create more problems for the rest of the project or the other trades, then you should pay attention to the layout, any layout, anywhere. So, and you should, that's where it really makes a difference between a good home builder and your average home builder. And of course, that's understanding how every part of the project goes together.